So first thing we're going to do is jump into a TSheets account and show you around. So over here, we have my TSheets dashboard, and installed over on the left-hand menu, you will find your schedule. Now, if you have your own TSheets account and you don't find the schedule feature right there, you will be able to go into your feature add-ons and find it in your manage add-ons. This way you can scroll down, find the scheduling feature, and install it. Now, I already have it installed, so I'm not going to uninstall it, but after you have it installed, you will be able to find it in the top left of your menu. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. Now, with this on my screen here, this is where you as an admin will be able to schedule all of your employee shifts. Now, first thing, I want to let you know we are viewing this schedule by employee, but this is something you can change depending on your scheduling needs. You will see over here on the left-hand side all of the employees that I have in my company. I have their names, their profile pictures, and I even have a scheduled amount of hours for them. So as I'm planning out the week, I can see where they're at and how many hours. Now, up at the top, like I mentioned, we are viewing it by employee. But if you see this drop-down menu, you can adjust by employee or by jobs. If I do by job, this does allow me to make sure I have coverage for the correct job or the correct customer. And you can just toggle back and forth as you need. Now, where we're going to go first is look through the actions drop-down menu in the upper left. Now, from here, you will see a few different options, the first of which is adding a shift, which we'll come back to in just a little bit, our templates option, how to save a week as a template, our copy previous week option, and even the ability to subscribe to a calendar. So, first off, with the templates. With this is a super helpful option for you because this is where you as an admin, if you have shifts that change every other week or rotating shifts or maybe a busy season versus a slower season, you can create templates. That way, instead of having to build that out each time, you just simply come here, save whatever you need as a template, then whenever it's ready, load it up and have it all appear on your shifts and your schedule. So, big time saver for me. That way, whatever I have here, I can go right to my actions and either load it up or save a new one. Now, also from here down in this actions drop-down menu, you'll find a copy previous week option. With this, again, I can take whatever I have in this specific week right here, move forward, and then bring it onto my schedule view. Again, just as a help for me as an admin to make sure I'm being as efficient as possible. Now, like I mentioned in that actions drop-down menu, we also have a subscribe to calendar option. This way you can take the information that you've scheduled inside of your TSheets schedule and link it to other calendar systems like Google Calendar, Apple or iOS, or even Outlook. Now, you can do this for all of your employees. Just see a specific schedule of an employee or your own, and your employees can do this as well. Now let's go back to that actions drop-down menu and take a look at how we can add a shift. So when we click this first option, you will see a shift builder appear over on the right-hand side of your screen. And from here, this is where you as an admin get to put in all the details of what you're planning for your team. Up at the top, you'll find an all-day option and a repeat ability. All day is helpful. If you check this option, it'll take away that start time and end time option. So if you don't necessarily know when the employee needs to be there, they just need to get that job done sometime during the day, you can check the all day option and then put it in the details to know when they need to be working that throughout their day. Now, after that, you also have the repeating ability. You can check this box to see the different frequencies that you can repeat a shift on: monthly, weekly, daily, or even every weekday. You can check through these options and then, of course, change that repeating ability however you need to. So if I wanted this shift to be something that is maybe every day for this week, I could say, okay, this is going to be daily, and I could say every 1 day, every 2 days, whatever I need, and I can change this as I need to. Then click this back arrow to go back to fill out all the rest of my details. I can put in the start date, start time, and end time, and then I'll even see the total of hours appear as I put in those times. Now, continuing down, I can put in a title just to help my employees know all the details of what they're going to be working on. The title's not required, but it's a helpful piece of information to place in if I wanted to. So this is going to be a planning and zoning project. I can put P and Z to help my employees know what they're going to be doing. Now, after the title, we can put in a color. Color's up to you to color code how you need to. As you can see in my schedule here, I do have some shifts already created, and I have color coded them by my groups or by my teams. So that way I can just glance at this and see who's working what and the coverage that I have. So for planning and zoning, this is going to be something worked by my managers. So I'm going to have it be this light blue down here. Now, after I pick that color, we can put in the employees. Now, what's great about your employee option is you can use this 3 ways. You can first leave the employee field blank. This way, you can actually have it placed into this unassigned section up at the top. You may not have even noticed it, but this is going to become one of your best friends as an administrator in the schedule, because this is where you can place things to make sure you don't forget about them. That way, if you have a shift come in and you know all the details of when it's going to be worked, what is going to be needing to be done, where, but you don't necessarily know who, you can place it into this unassigned section so you don't forget about it. And what's great about this is I will show you how you can move shifts around here, and you can take the unassigned ones and place them right onto your employees' schedules whenever you need to. So that's one option with that employee field. You can leave it blank. Now, if you know who specifically you're going to have work this, simply click into this field and then use the drop-down menu to select which employee or employees. You can make a multiple employee shift here by selecting all the employees you need. That way, again, it's a time-saving feature, so you can create maybe a shift for 4 people with just creating 1 shift. So like I said, this is going to be my managers working this shift. So I'll scroll down to my managers, select each one, Charlie Brown and Franklin, and then I've got 2 employees for this 1 shift. Now, continuing down, I can also add jobs or customers, helping my employees know specifically what to actually clock in and out of, because if your employees are using the TSheets schedule on the mobile app, they can actually clock in and out of these shifts, and that'll make timesheets for them with the corresponding information that I put in here for jobs or maybe some advanced tracking fields. So you are helping them make even more accurate timesheets and help them be efficient by putting this information in here. So for Charlie Brown and Franklin, this job is going to be planning and zoning. So I can go ahead and scroll down, select that option, and select which project. Now, continuing down, we also have a location field. Now, this location field is where you can actually put in the specific physical address of where your employees are needing to be working this. This is Google Maps aware, so you can actually use this location. When you open up TSheets on the mobile app, you can tap that location, tap the address, and Google Maps will pull up, so your employees will actually know where to go and how to get there, and even sometimes the weather, right? So even more information helping them get to their shift on time. So for planning and zoning here, I could put in an address, have it select from the drop-down menu, and then it's ready to go. Now I can also put notes in here, just again helping my employees know all the necessary details, maybe an agenda for what they're going to be working on, whatever they need. Now the notes here in the schedule are different than the timesheet notes. This is just for me as an administrator of the schedule to put in any other details that they need. When my employees clock in, they can actually put in notes on the timesheets for this shift. So 2 separate notes field here. Now, the rest of the information, you can see there's a plus sign here to add fields. So if you're using any of our advanced tracking features that are drop-down menus, you can add them here to help your employees know all the necessary details to put on file. So I could come here, select estimating, and then they know exactly what to select. Now, from here down at the bottom of the shift builder, you have 3 options: cancel, save draft, and publish. Now with these 3 options, cancel will close that out, so you'll have to start over again, but save draft and publish. These 2 options are dealing with who is going to be able to see this information when you basically proceed on. Now with this, we're going to take a quick moment. Take a look at my schedule here. Do you see how some shifts are all the way filled in with color and some just have color around the outline? It's kind of a hollowed out shift. See specifically the ones up in unassigned. See how those have just color around the outline, but the ones for today, for Friday, have color all the way filled in. That's how you can tell the difference between a shift that's basically saved as a draft or one that is fully published. You can also find in the upper right of your schedule a publish button. That way, you can send those changes out when you're ready. Now, take a look at this. If I am not quite sure of the details of this shift, and maybe I just want to place it on the schedule, but I don't want the employees to see it yet, I would click Save Draft. When I save something as a draft, only administrators of the schedule will be able to see it. That way we can make other adjustments, other edits, make sure everything's ready to go before we publish and send out the information. When I publish a shift, that will send actually notifications out to the employees. That way, they'll know what to work, when to be there, and all the necessary details. So you can tell the difference there, and if I'm ready to go ahead and send this one out, I'll go ahead and click Publish. Now, like I did mention, it will notify your employees. So when you click Publish, you'll have the ability to send out notifications then, automatically, or notify them later. Now, you can adjust those notifications in your own settings of your TSheets account. And while we're on the topic, let's take a look at those. So over on your menu, you've got your company settings. And from here, you'll have a specific notification center. Now, of course, at the top, you have your clock in and out reminders, but the lower section is all about the schedule. You'll see all the different options for notifications and the two different ways it can send, either a mobile option or an email option. So you have ones when an assigned shift is published or changed. You can have it always send a notification. That way, whenever you make an adjustment to a shift, your employees will be notified. Or you can say never send or ask. With this ask option, it will prompt you, and then you can decide each time you make a shift if you want to send out a notification or not. We also have other options for reminding them an hour before the shift starts. If they forgot to clock in after the shift started, that's why those start times and end times are so important. Notifications will be based off of that. So we got forgot to clock out after shift ended, as well as a helpful notification for your managers. So if your employee hasn't clocked in after the shift started, you can notify the manager to make sure that they have the coverage they need. So you can adjust these settings here, these notification options and reminders for the whole company, and save this here. But you can also adjust all of these settings on a per employee basis. So if you have some notifications that you'd like to customize per person, you can always go to the employee editor and adjust it in the notification center for just that person. Now, that's how you can walk through adding a shift and a little bit about our publish options, saving drafts, and our notifications. But let's take a look at a few other things in our schedule here. Just to point out to you, of course, in the upper left, you also have some sorting options where you can sort by jobs or by employees or both. This way, if you want to just look at a particular option to make sure you have the correct coverage, you can put in filters here and I can see what's going to be worked. So if I want to filter and see all the projects for demo, reno, and building, I can select that filter, press OK, and see everything just in one view. This will also show me the unassigned shift for Friday that I need to make sure I have worked, because I can see there in my title, worker needed. Now, if I'm ready to basically put this onto an employee, I can simply click and drag and put it onto the employee that's going to work it. So I can place it onto my schedule and then publish when I'm ready. Now, back to the filters though. Up at the top, we can go ahead and deselect it, take it off, and then it will revert back to my full schedule. Now, I can also do the same with my employees. If I just want to plan and maybe schedule for just a specific group, I can put in just a filter for them, sort just for this. Maybe I want to sort just for Charlie Brown's team, and then I can go ahead and put that in, and it will adjust for me right away. So again, just helpful for you as a schedule administrator to make sure you can see everything you need to in one view. And again, just to take these off, go back, uncheck, and press OK. Now, also from here in the top left, you'll have your calendar option to move forward and back, as well as arrows to go back or forward a week at a time. Now, let's take a look at the upper right. Just a few other things up here as well I want to point out to you. You'll also see a My versus Full. My, when you click on this, is just going to show you your own schedule, whoever you're signed in as, so you can see more details for just your day. Now, if you select Full, depending on your permissions or what you can view, you'll either see the whole company, maybe just your group, or maybe just your own schedule. So that way, as an admin, I can toggle back between the two to see just the right amount of information. Now, also, we have this drop down here. This is where you can change from a day view, a week view, or a month view. So if I want to see just specific details for today, I can select this, and this helps me see the time frames. I can see when everyone's starting, maybe who's starting earlier, and I can see Violet's shift for her documentation updates. That's going to be an all-day event, so she can work on that any time of the day. Now, to get back again, we can use that drop-down menu in the upper right to go back to week or even a month view. So that's possible as well. Now, do notice as I change from day, week, and month, that publish button right next to us will change as well. So, speaking of publishing shifts, you can publish on a 1-by-1 shift basis, or you can publish on a day view, a week view, or a month view, or depending on those filters that you put in for job or employee. That way, you can send out the information on whatever schedule you need. Now, also, take a look at a couple other things in the top right as well. We have a little light bulb to submit an idea. We always want to hear your feedback on what we could make the schedule better fit for you. And then we have a print option, and we have settings. Now, from up here in the settings options, we have schedule preferences and edit view. Now, the schedule preferences, this is where you can see sort of the permissions for all of your employees. Again, this is going to be company-wide, but you can override this by employee if you need to. This is where you can adjust what they can view and what they can manage inside of the schedule. From here, the view schedule options will be for their own, so they, as employees, could only see their own schedule, maybe just their group, or maybe just the company. That's what will determine the my versus full change. Then you also have options for adjusting managing the schedule. Maybe none, maybe they can't manage anything, maybe they can just manage their own, their group, or the company. So again, you can adjust these. This is going to be for the whole company, but definitely take a look at this note here. It says you can override for individual employees by going to manage employees and groups. So you can always adjust that there and change for each specific person. So let's close that out. Now I also want to show you one other settings part here in the schedule, and this is your edit view settings. This is where you can change your work week. So maybe again, helping with that coverage, making sure you have just the appropriate view you need. You can put in different days that you maybe don't work. So if you work Saturdays and Sundays, you can include them. Maybe we don't work Sundays, so I can take that out. You can also put in your working hours to show your kind of default times. You can adjust your week start date and even a setting for your managers to show those hour totals. After you adjust this, you'll press save and it will refresh your schedule with the changes in place. So there you have it. That's your settings from here in the upper right. Now, that's a quick look at our scheduling feature, but the scheduling feature is more than just what you see here, where you can move the shifts around, plan your schedules, and send it out to your employees with those notifications. It also includes, of course, the mobile app. So TSheets has a mobile app, right? And with that mobile app, you can download it for Androids and iPhones, and you can schedule from on the go, and your employees can see their shifts on the go. There's even a clock in button that they can use to clock in into a shift with all the information that you put in the schedule for them. And of course, there's the location. So they can use that basically address button. They can tap on that and know exactly where to go. Now, it's more than just the mobile app as well. For your scheduling feature inside your TSheets account, you'll also have access under reports to schedule reports. These include our scheduled versus worked and our tardies option. This is again to help you as an admin make sure you have all the information you need in one place, combining the timesheet data with all the scheduling information you're putting into place. Scheduled versus worked is going to help you see just that, how many hours they are planned to work in comparison to what you actually have, and tardies will show you if your employees have ever clocked in late or maybe missed a shift completely. So again, all in an effort to help you as an admin see everything you need. And there you have it. That's a quick look at our scheduling system and a quick introduction to our reports. Now, if you ever have any other questions or need more help with learning how to schedule for your team inside of TSheets, don't be afraid to let us know. Our support team is here to help you with any questions you have and here to make sure you're 100% set up for success. You can call us, chat, or email us. You can find our number at the bottom of every TSheets account or go to tsheets.com and find it. It's 888-836-2720, or click on the live chat button here to talk with one of our reps as well. So thanks so much for watching and have a great rest of your day.